Welcome to the Guitars, Cowboys, and Hillbilly Music Podcast. You're here today with Rhett Arnold and Jager Pfeiffer. We're joined today by Mr. Cody Hibbard. How are you doing today?
What's up, guys? Doing all right?
Doing pretty good. All right, we're rolling here. So we're actually here today in the green room here at Tumbleweed Dance Hall today. Here, Mr. Cody Hibbard thought it'd be a good idea while Chad Cook does his sound check.
Yeah.
To go film here, and hopefully we'll be having some more episodes coming from here pretty soon.
We had to test the waters.
Of course,
Check it out.
course.
I thought there was going to be food in here, too. But
We should have brought him some bad brads.
We should have. That'd have been
Bad
good.
Brads?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sponsor the podcast, so we could have hooked you up with some
kidding.
barbecue.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we ate last time we played here.
Oh, okay.
They're right there off of 51.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I love Bad Brads.
There you go, Vernon.
Vernon's going to be clipping that right there.
There you go. Put that in there. Cody Hibbard endorses Bad Brads.
Perfect. So we were just sitting here talking about, you're actually from Adair, Oklahoma, correct?
I am. Yep.
So what was it like growing up in Adair, and does any like your like high school, even just growing up experiences influence your writing that you do today?
Yeah, pretty much all does. I mean, I say all does. It was you guys are from that kind of same area.
Yeah.
It's quiet. It's quieter out there. Things move a little slower. And yeah, I mean, I write about experiences growing up. I grew up on a farm out there in between Pryor and Adair, and actually right up the road from where they do the Born and Raised Festival. And so I just, anything I can think of coming up as a kid, any kind of lessons or whatever, it's usually what goes in the songs.
How did you get into playing guitar?
I played piano when I was like 4. Mom put me in it, and Mom and Dad's philosophy was if I stayed busy 24/7, I wouldn't get in trouble as much. And but
did that philosophy work? Or?
No, I'm really good at time management, so I can schedule in messing up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And going through high school, it was music wasn't as cool as sports, and it was when I left Adair and went to the Naval Academy. I'd come home for some leave. I picked up my guitar and brought it back, and I started playing some chords then, and still wasn't anything like, I had other stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to get work done and all kinds of different things, and it was more, I guess, within the last 4 years that I really started playing. 2019, when I really started kind of picking it up and going.
So how long were you in the Navy?
I was in just a little over a year. I hurt my shoulder while I was there, and they sent me back to the house. So I more say it just because it's accomplishment to get in up there, and and so I'm proud of that. But we do a bunch of me and some buddies. We do a bunch of like veteran hunts and stuff like that because we're first and foremost on the troops and the workers, and you never know. I mean, I guess if my shoulder would have held up, I mean, who knows what I'd been doing by now. But it's one of the things I'm just proud I got in, and you hate to see what happens, but you never would have guessed that this road led to this one. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things aren't planned at all. So.
this is very true.
Yeah.
It's always the best things.
Do you have a favorite song of yours? Like if you had to pick one of your own songs, do you have a favorite one?
I really can't. They're like, I guess your kids. I mean, you can't. I mean, you could, but
But you won't.
I mean, Dying Breed's one of my favorites, of course, just because that's the life I lived for all my life. Just getting up, going to work. Like I said, I grew up on a farm. Then I spent all the years pipelining, and this country's born and continues to thrive off of people getting up and going to work and just being a dying breed. And it's kind of it's become kind of a thing where it's less common to do that. So if I had to pick a song, I guess it'd be Dying Breed.
Dying Breed and Armed and Dangerous are big hits out here. I'm the DJ out here on college nights, and they love it when we play those.
Yeah, Armed and Dangerous is one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
I enjoy more. I'm a production guy. Like I know probably ain't supposed to say this, but I grew up on like a lot of classic rock, and coming up during my time it was Fall Out Boy and Paramore and Panic at the Disco, and so I enjoyed that production style in there too. So every once in a while I get wild hair. I want to throw a little extra in there and see what happens. So
Yeah. So do you think though influences like what you grew up on. Do you think that heavily influences the music you make today, or do you just find your own influences somewhere else?
It's a mix of both. Of course, Dad would listen to classic rock, and he'd turn it over, and you'd hear Earl Thomas, Conway. He used to listen to Red Steagall, 96.1 out here. Tell all those cowboy stories. I remember just sitting there thinking, man, I don't get it. But now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I enjoy hearing those kind of storytelling. And to Mom, listen to gospel, and you kind of get that. The way I write sometimes on some of these songs, the cadences and the melodies, like it's more some of them gospel kind of, I don't know, I guess more the soul you hear and kind of what a gospel song would be. So yeah, a lot of it is past influences of listening to the radio, and then a lot of it too is just we keep going back to the experiences, like making sure that everything all ties together.
Yeah. So what made you make the jump from just like picking around on guitar and maybe singing karaoke or whatever to actually going to perform?
Well, I guess it found me. I was headed down to Conroe, Texas to take another job, and stopped off in Crockett, Texas to eat with a friend of mine, and my waiter goes, man, I don't want to offend you. I said, I already know what you're about to say. He goes, you don't sound how you look. I said, yeah. And my buddy I was sitting there eating with, he goes, man, you think that's messed up? You ought to hear this guy sing. And they were talking, and he plays guitar, and I only knew 3 songs. This is May of 2019, and they came back after we got done eating and said, hey, man, the cook's got his guitar in his car. Would you play it? And kind of novelty, like just see what, if it'd be cool. And I said, man, I got my guitar in the truck. Like, I'll go get mine and I'll play it. So I broke it out, played all 3 songs, and the manager, she loved it. She goes, would you come back and play a show? I was like, I don't know about any of that. She's like, yeah, you just got to set up a PA. And I said, well, I don't have any of that. I didn't know an XLRK. I didn't know anything. And she said, trust me, it'd be really easy. We'll pay you pretty good, which they did. Tips, free drinks, free dinner. And I was like, well, you can't beat that. Let's just go try it. And that's how it all started. Ended up meeting some guys, and they said, man, do you write music? I said, no. And they said, give it a shot. And that's kind of how this whole thing started falling together. Just right place, right time, honestly.
May of 2019. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All this huge jump in just this last few years.
Yeah. My life's all about jumping. You gotta take it. You gotta take them jumps. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to get cliche or anything, but it is. It's one of them things where I like to dabble in just about anything I can. I'm not great at everything. I'm honestly not great at anything. I'm just like to do it, like to see. I mean, you got one life to live. Might as well try it. And when it came into this music thing, it was more just, it wasn't really even the money. It was just getting to hang around friends at a bar, and play a few songs that you enjoy. And I mean, like anybody else that does music, and it turned into more whenever people started singing my music back or sending me messages saying, hey man, that you actually really inspire me, or hey, you got me through these tough times. And that's when it becomes like, okay, this is the jump you were supposed to take. And that's when it all hits you at one moment. It's like, okay, you got to keep grinding this and at least see what happens. So.
Yeah. So if the fans come out, they can kind of see who you are on stage, but who is Cody Hibbard off stage? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing music?
Man, I'm boring. No. I hunt, I fish quite a bit. I'm a big hunter. I play a lot of Warzone, Call of Duty.
Okay.
It's okay, I do too.
There you go. I got 3 little ones, so I'm always trying to be around them, do what they want to do, and really just kind of just live an ordinary lifestyle and try to act like everybody else, because that's what I base my songs off of. So
yeah,
it's really anything. I'm down for anything. I usually don't go out too much anymore, and it's more or less it's one of those 3 options, I guess, or 4 options.
What kind of hunting do you do?
Whitetail hunt mostly. My parents still have that farm out there in Adair, and I'll duck hunt every once in a while. I used to be big into duck hunting. I don't do it as much anymore. But
I've never been duck hunting. I want to go so bad.
Well, I've been duck hunting, but it's not duck hunting. It's you drive around. Oh, there's ducks right over there in that pond. Get out. You sneak up on them.
I don't know if we can say that on. I don't know if it's legal. No, I'm just. That's how it starts, man. That's how you get that duck hunting bug, man.
It is
especially
real
where
fun.
we grew up.
Oh yeah.
You go by them ponds. You go up to the old farmer and be like, hey, man, you care if
Yeah,
I
exactly.
jump that pond? Or sometimes you don't even tell them. You just run up there, shoot real quick, and get them to go.
You just drive down the back road like, oh.
We used to go to Wagner all the time. They got that public land down there, and we freaking wait till like 11 o'clock at night, and then finally drive out there. You'd have to break ice most mornings. You'd just get in your spot, and you'd sleep in the back of the truck bed, bring a bunch of comforters, and then about 2 o'clock you'd run out there and throw your spread out there real quick so nobody takes your spot, and then you waited out, whatever, went back to sleep, or it's too much. I'm too old for all that.
I see these videos on TikTok and stuff. These guys have these sweet, like, duck hunting setups,
Yeah.
They got, like, a kitchen in there, a TV.
Yeah.
Then they just pop out, shoot these ducks. The dogs go get them.
Yeah.
And that's the experience I want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. When they're cooking breakfast in a year, they'll be like,
exactly.
hey, there's some coming in. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of fishing do you do, too?
Mostly just bass fishing.
Bass.
I like to catfish quite a bit,
Yeah.
too. Me and my grandpa would go out there on the Hudson Lake, and we do a bunch of catfishing out there. So try to. I don't get to as much anymore, but usually hunting season I'm pretty busy out there in the woods. But during the summertime, I mean, that's when we're mostly ramped up playing and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Or during the spring.
Have you ever heard of, I don't know, Chimney Rock, I think is what it's called, but
Chimney
Pumpback?
Rock. Yep,
Yeah,
Pumpback.
pumpback.
Yeah.
I was fixing to say the same thing.
I love
we
to go
used
fishing.
Pumpback.
Yeah.
My sister went one time with us, and she caught a drum, and we thought she was hung up, and she finally reeled it in. She just handed the pole to my dad. We were young, and she reeled it in. My dad said, "All right, you got to take it off," and I don't think she's been fishing ever since. But that was at Pumpback.
So
Yep.
that's the lake I really grew up on. So my dad, he used to be a big bass fisher. He had a bass boat. He had a whole 9 yards, and he'd go to tournaments and stuff. And he's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But when I was born, he like sold the bass boat. He was just kind of trying to cut back a little bit. But he bought just this like bare boat. It wasn't even a flat bottom. It was just a bare, just kind of trashed out boat. He rebuilt it, and he was like, I'm not going to put a motor on it because a Pumpback's obviously no motor. So we put 3 trolling motors on the back and 1 on the front, and we just go to the Pumpback.
That was
all
my
the time.
dad. I know he had like boats or whatever. I don't know what all he had. It was like when I came around, he decided to go get him one of them, what they call that, water scamp.
Oh,
A
yeah.
little plastic boat you could
yeah.
pick up, put in the back of the truck. We'd take that thing out. We'd go out in there to low water, and the water would be rushing out. And he'd have one trolling motor on the damn thing. And he's like, I like it because it's just easy load in and out of the truck. I said, well, let's get something where we're not going to die. How about that? Right?
Yeah, we'd go to Uchi, and we'd have to stay on one side of the lake, and like it takes us 30 minutes to get across the lake. Everybody else is just
Everybody's
going right
going
past
by you,
us.
staring at you. You're just over there just waving at them. Man, hope you catch them.
Have you been out on Uchi?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a couple years ago now. I saved up some money and bought this bass boat. It was like a 1987 like champion bass boat. So it needed some work,
Yeah.
It was rough. So I take it out for the first time. Of course, first night I'm like, I'm gonna fish this Tuesday night jackpot tournament.
Oh no.
We take off. Of course, I'm running like 43, pedal all the way down, and everybody's like right past me, Well, I get in this wake of the boat in front of me. I start bouncing. The steering wheel pops off. Whoever they'd been working on it, I guess, and didn't put the nut back on the steering wheel, pops right off, and it was a bad deal.
Yeah. Used to do them jackpots on Hudson and Grand.
Uh-huh.
And you'd come out there, and I just did it with a buddy of mine. He had a nice little boat. We'd go out there, and they'd just be them little cheap jackpots. And you'd have some dude out there with a 300 and a 250 side by side, and you're like, man, this ain't Bassmaster class, They get into it over there.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
This episode's brought to you by Native Lures,
There you go.
a Rhett Arnold company.
Yeah, I make fishing lures too. If I'd have known you fish, I'd have brought you some lures.
Hey,
yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, I think the Bassmaster is on Grand Lake next year. I think I saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think didn't they have it at Hudson one time, or where'd they have it at?
I don't know.
They've been to Grand Lake before.
They've been to
been
Grand before.
that area
I remember
before,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was somewhere else they'd been. I don't know.
Do you golf any?
Not as much as I used to, but yeah, I still got some clubs. How about that? My swing has become atrocious.
You come across as a guy who could be pretty good at golf.
Yeah.
I feel like at one point you were pretty good at golf.
After the shoulder surgeries, I got pretty bad. I used to be all right, and then I just can't rotate my arm as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. We're we're hoping to start a new little video series with some of our guests where we go out and golf and golf or fish with them, whatever they like to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd been pretty cool if we could have gone golfing maybe.
Go get drunk, see what I'm saying by the 18th hole.
That'd be perfect.
That's how you get the good clips.
That's
right
good
there.
content right there.
Yeah. You said I look like I'd be good. I should have been like, just because I'm Asian.
That's not what we're
ping
saying.
pong and golf. Those are the two you look like you'd be all right at. There you go.
The funny thing is, when we used to film that at his house, he's got a ping pong table. We'd take all of our guests and go play ping pong.
I'm trash. I'm absolute trash. I don't know. I just can't get it. I can't do it. Even tennis, like I'm terrible at it. I guess it's the roll, the wrist as you're hitting. Yeah.
When we started, we used to film at my house, and afterwards we just started this thing where we would just play the guest in ping pong because I love to play ping pong.
Yeah.
And it was.
He's still undefeated.
I'm still undefeated.
So what sports did you play in high school?
Mostly just baseball. I played football a little bit, and I had a bad temper where I just didn't. I enjoyed hitting people, but I didn't care if it was after the whistle or before or whatever, And I just got tired of I'd already got enough crap at the house from, waking up at 4 o'clock to work on the farm, and I didn't need somebody else screaming at me. So
Yeah.
I was a baseball player. I played it pretty much my whole.
See, we at Kansas and Adair, we used to play. Well, let's still play each other. And they used to be our biggest rivals in baseball. Was always Adair.
Yeah.
And so and Adair's always had a good baseball.
Yeah, I remember playing Jay quite a bit too. Jay was good. We played y'all in football. I remember that was the biggest. The last year I played football, I thought the whole town of Little Kansas was going to murder every single one of us.
They might do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Someone came in and one of our guys just smoked this dude well after the whistle outside of the field. And your guys' bleachers used to be up closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the kid took the hit so hard he almost slid all the way into the bleachers. It was a hard hit, and you just watched the whole stands on that side just erupt. And I was like, man, we are not making it out of here tonight.
Every time I played Adair in high school, I got murdered. It was we weren't that good at football in high school.
Yeah.
But man, we just got
Y'all
murdered.
were dirty though. I don't know about y'all's years, but
I don't know about when you played us.
Yeah.
But
I guess you got to play a little dirty every once in a while.
I guess so.
Yeah.
What year would you have been in senior?
I graduated high school in 2011. Okay. So I'm old. I'm getting there. I'm Asian though, so it don't look like it.
Speaking of being Asian,
Yes.
does that
It's not a little oddly racist about to happen, but no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I love it. I love it.
Jagger.
Clip that. No, leave that one in. I love that. This is what I want to be interviewed about.
has it ever been? Do you think it's held you back trying to play country music? Do you think it's ever been like?
Man, I don't get. My dad taught me one thing. He said, man, my dad looks like, it cracks me up. I always say he looks like Homer Simpson because we watched The Simpsons growing up quite a bit. He doesn't look like Homer, but he could pass off as your regular white boy. And but he used to tell me as a kid, hey, I got picked on too. My dad was great at football. He did a lot of good things, and he was very strong and athletic. But he still got picked on for being short or whatever. Come to school with a pimple on your face. And he said, kids are just gonna be kids, right? He said, don't take anything to heart. Just go out there and go to work. And that's kind of what everything I've done from the Naval Academy to all my years pipeline into this music things. I don't care. I really don't. The only thing I care about is when people like say you guys want to talk about it, or the fan hits me up, or somebody singing my song at the top of their lungs. That's all I care about. I'm at the end of the day, it's as to answer your question, I guess I guess you could say if you didn't know who I was and you seen a poster of me, then it's kind of like the story of how I started. It's a little bit like there's no way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's not giving me a fair shot, though.
Yeah.
I would say this could potentially be cool. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some douchebags out there that
No, yeah.
that are gonna go, whatever. This guy, there ain't no way. I'm not even gonna listen to it. I've never come across it, and honestly, I don't care. I don't want them as fans anyway. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, to answer your question, I don't think I don't allow people to put me in.
Right.
Now, if it does help, whereas it's like, okay, might be cool or whatever, then yeah, let's use it. I don't care. It's gonna make us some money. Let's go make some money. But if it makes me a new fan, it makes me a new fan. But as far as like putting myself in a box and almost the kind of poor me that you hear in the news these days, I don't allow myself to be put in those positions. So
that's a really interesting response. I really like that response because you not letting like you said, you just don't care, and I feel like that's the way you have to be about some things sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone walks up and says, "Hey, you whatever something," and I don't know who you are, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, man, let's talk this out a little bit." However we need to. But yeah, it's one of them things that and like I said, I've got kids too, and I hope to teach them that it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
I've been very successful in every industry I've done. That's not me being cocky. It's just me going to work. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to put the work in, and the music's a little bit different because you have a little bit of lucky streak and a little, fingers crossed. But in the most part, it's still going to work, still getting up and doing the work and making the right business plans and whatever. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Go look at Chris Stapleton. I mean, he's got a hairy situation going on. Like, he's not the best looking. Go look at Luke Combs. Like, them guys get picked on just for. But look at them now. I mean, they're all, incredible songwriters, incredible singers. I mean, they're not the best looking dudes. I mean, they have a little bit going, and just in a different way. Not because of race.
Right.
But they don't look like the golden boys of
They're
whatever.
not. They don't look like your
They're not the norm
cookie
either.
cutter
Exactly.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Country music.
Yes. 100%. And they still go out there and make stupid money and tell a story and gain every fan. And they're not going, oh, poor me, I don't look like a bronze god or something like that.
Right.
It's just going to work and doing it.
Yeah.
So what would you describe your sound as, like, the content and music that you produce? What would you describe it as? Like, if you were to put it in a genre or anything like that, what would you put it in?
Oh, dude, I hate genres, to be honest with you. I was actually talking about this the other day, and I'll probably get the flack from, I don't care. It's the best thing about music coming back, because even in our genre, if you want to call it red dirt or Texas country or just country music in general, there's so many subgenres. And I seen a tweet the other day. It goes, country music, it said rock music, subgenres of rock music. Country music, not country music, because people act like there can't be subgenres of country music. Yeah. But my thing is, it's like, this is the best day and age to be putting out music, because you have the social medias, which I'm terrible at, or you have the streaming options. We're in the most free country you were ever going to be in. If you don't want to listen to my music, you can skip it. You can probably block me somehow. I don't know if that's true or not. But on the artist standpoint, too, you have a way to show your fans, like, what I put out is 100% me.
Right.
And so whether it's Morgan Wallen putting out Broadway Girls, and then the next day he's putting out that Keith Whitley song, which is more, it's country. Like, or if you go back to, say, I don't know, you go more traditional to a Charlie Crockett or something like that, like, you know who that person is. This is the best day and age. Like I said, this is the best day and age to get behind an artist, because you want to see that realness factor. That's what music's coming back to, is the realness behind it. So as far as my genre, I always just say it's just real. It's me, 100%. It's what I feel like doing that morning or that afternoon, and I try not to I don't try to classify myself under anything. So
just music.
Just music.
I
Yeah.
was looking for.
It's either good music or bad music. I'll let y'all make that choice. You know?
Do you use Apple Music or Spotify?
I use Spotify.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Another
The
one
dark
on the
side.
train.
Yes.
Let's go.
So I use Apple Music all the time, but here we use Spotify
Yeah.
for the DJ stuff. And I saw you on a playlist of something like What's Hot Out of Nashville or
Next from
something
Nashville.
Next from Nashville,
Yeah.
maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah, we
you-
get a lot. We get a lot. I mean, I do ride up there quite a bit. I mean, pretty much every person that comes through here does. You ride up there. I've used a producer out there, or I do use a producer out there too. And that's the thing about them playlists, man. Like, I've seen somebody, I forget who. Oh, it's the Texas Something Now playlist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and they got Tyler Childers on there, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just
yeah.
sometimes people don't look into it too much.
Right.
But I try not. Like I said, I don't look into any of it. It's the genre is it's either good or it's bad. You like it or you don't like it.
Right.
That's the genre for me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
What are some of the cooler places you've played?
well, Tumbleweed for sure. Because so I don't know if y'all know, Stillwater was actually my first pipeline job.
Oh,
Really?
Yes. So we used to get just absolutely tore up on a Friday night and come out here and
Going
try to
down
go
to
to
the Strip.
Yeah, try to go to work on a Saturday. So it was cool. It's really cool to actually come back here because I used to watch Stoney and Wade and Randy Rogers and all them play on that stage, and then never ever thought that I'd ever do this music thing, and then to turn around, come out here and play every once in a while, and be on that side of the stage looking out.
Right.
Like that's a cool feeling. But Kane's Ballroom was another one. I mean, that's over there by our hometown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one we went to, that's the one where I went to concerts. That was, every time I step on Kane's, man, I just shake my head and can't believe I get to do what I get to do. And then there's been quite a few others. I'd have to think of them. But yeah.
Do you have a what's your favorite crazy road story? Do you have any crazy road stories?
I had a gun pulled on me in Oklahoma City.
All right.
Of course.
Oklahoma City. I was trying to get by a semi, and this guy, I guess, didn't think I was going fast enough, so he went to the right side of the semi. And when we came through, as we were passing the semi, he came back in and he came like he was going to hit us. And he was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Old man. Flipping me off, and I don't know if you boys know this about me, because I don't ever do a lot of podcasts. Not a lot of people know who I am, but I am never scared of a challenge. And so I took that van, or it was our old van and trailer, and I gunned that thing to about 90-something miles an hour and was staying up beside him, telling him to pull off the side of the road. Which he did not like that too much, so we ended up going back. I just was laughing. We went back to the slow lane. He hit the brakes and got beside us again and pulled a gun across. His old lady was sitting in the seat, and he pulled the gun all the way across. I was sitting there laughing talking about it with my guitar player in the passenger seat, and he stopped. While we're talking, he goes, "He's got a gun. He's got a gun pointed at us." And I just looked over, and I honestly laughed. I just shook my head. My guitar player was like, "You ain't scared?" I said, "He ain't going to hit us. There ain't no way." I said, "He's got that thing reached across his old lady. I said, if he's that good of a shot, then he can go ahead and just clip me now." I said, "But I know he ain't going to shoot." And he didn't. So my smart ass stayed I knew he had the gun. We hit the brakes, got right behind him, and I followed him for miles. And I went ahead and called the cops. I said, "Hey, yeah, this guy just pulled a gun on me and everything." They called me back. "Well, we'll find him." And they're like, "Do you want to press charges?" I said, "No." I said, "I just want you all to ruin his day, please." And they said, "Oh, well, we can do that." So I don't know whatever happened. Hope he hears this podcast, because that was me. So come to one of my shows on my schedule and we'll talk it out.
That might be one of the better stories.
Yeah, I
we've
like
got
that.
so far.
I've never heard of someone just randomly pulling a gun.
Oh, he had it out, and he had it cocked sideways like he was going to do something. I was like, "Oh, man, you can't even see out that window. I don't even know what you thinking you're going to do."
Well, we like to do this thing at the end of the show where we have our guests choose 3 songs that they're into right now, and we throw them on a playlist, and we link it in the description.
Does it have to be country?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope. It can be
Whatever you want.
Whatever you're listening to now.
So we're going to have probably 5 of your songs on there.
Okay.
And then we're each going to pick 3, and then 3 of whatever you want.
Okay. I'm ready. Oh, you want me to do it now?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I've been jamming Circles by Post Malone quite a bit here lately.
Okay.
And then you'll have to look up the Fall Out Boy just dropped a new album. And it's whatever the first track is off of it. I can't think of what the name of it.
Let's see. Love from the Other Side?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And then, man, what have I been listening to lately? I don't know why, but getting Sturgill Simpson's always been one of my favorites. So
Me too.
Yeah.
I love Sturgill.
I've been jamming it's not really a jam, but the bluegrass version of "Oh Sarah." That's
Yes.
probably one of my favorite songs. So.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite. Let me type this in real quick. I think one of my favorites from Cutting Grass Volume 1 and 2 is "Keep It Between the Lines."
Yep, I love that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
all his albums. I mean, he's okay. That's a perfect example. Actually, we were talking about genres and stuff like that. Look at this man. I mean, he's producing Tyler. I mean, he's producing all this, what people are calling, the Appalachian, but just more real country. But this man's over here putting out, what was the second album, or not the second? Had Rowan on there. Ronan.
It was dang it.
But yeah, you listen to all. I mean, go to that and
it's
I can't think of the name of it.
Sound and Fury.
But you listen to that album, you hear more of the rock vibe, and then he goes and puts bluegrass out, to all of his songs, and then you got the honky tonk and like Sturgill's a perfect example. Like that Son of a Gun is country as it comes, and that man is real, like real, and but he can go put out whatever he wants, and you still know it's him at the end of the day. Yeah. So
exactly. I mean, just take for example like High Top Mountain. It's quintessential honky tonk sound. Like it's Sturgill Simpson, and then I think everybody when they heard that album, they're like, he's gonna be the savior of country music. Yeah. Like he's bringing back honky tonk vibe. Like he's gonna be huge. Yeah. And then he turns around and puts out meta modern sounds in country music, which is kind of just like a psychodelicc country sound. And then he just does, and he just keeps going.
And then his last, what was it? Sam and the
Dude and Juanita.
Dude and Juanita. Yeah. Like you go listen to most of that, and you're like, man, this is like he's just all over the place.
Yeah,
like,
it's got like, it's a
you've
whole.
You've got almost kind of like the, man, I don't even. It's, what is that sound that it's real popular down in South Texas. But anyway, he's all over the place, and you just know. And I mean, that's for me being a Sturgill fan. It's just no matter what he puts out, that's him.
Exactly.
So
yeah, exactly. Rhett, you got 3?
I do. Of course, I'm gonna have to keep it kind of traditional here.
That's fine. Yeah.
Mess things up here.
I already messed up your.
But I got the first one. Baby Likes to Rock It, the Tractors.
Yeah.
Kind of a little one-hit wonder, maybe, sort of thing. Then I got Joe Nichols, Who Are You When I'm Not Looking. I just found out this week, Blake Shelton did that song, but Joe Nichols did it first.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a story behind that, too.
Really?
Because I think Blake's went number 1. I think Joe dropped it first. I don't know. I'd have to. I like Joe's version, honestly, a lot better. But I mean, no offense to Blake.
I think Joe Nichols Blake Shelton, and you're watching this.
Yeah, sorry, Okie, fellow Okie,
If Joe Nichols has a lot of underrated songs, I feel like.
Oh, he's good.
From some of those early albums, there's a lot of really meaningful songs in there. And the third one is going to be. I'm gonna switch it up here. Just a Dream, Nelly. I was playing that last night, so we're going to throw that on there.
You're just trying to be diverse.
I'm just trying to be diverse.
We're talking about diversity here. First Asian on the podcast. So we got
Are there other, do you know of other Asians that play country music?
There's Gabe Lee. He does, it's hard they call him Americana. I don't understand the subgenres, but he is more, but he's got like some honky tonk sounds. And
yeah.
But, I think he's Chinese. I know he grew up in Nashville though. But Gabe Lee, of course Neil McCoy's half Filipino. Mm-hmm. And I know there's more. I'm just bad about names and.
There's a guy on TikTok that I follow. That he's really good. I can't think of his name.
Oh, the young kid from New Mexico
with a really deep voice.
Okay, no, maybe not.
I can't think of his name right now. He's really good.
Yeah. Oh.
What do you got for us, Jager?
I'm going to have to do it just because I'm wearing the shirt. Stay tuned, Treaty Oak Revival.
Okay.
There you go.
It's been a couple weeks. You can stop fanboying now.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I can still do it. I'm going to go with 49 Winchester is playing in Oklahoma City on 420.
420.
In Oklahoma, I guess I already said, at Beer City Music Hall. So I'm going to put Fortune Favors the Bold.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a cool venue, too.
Okay, I'll put it in there in a minute. Then last but not least, I'm going to go, I think I had this on my playlist a couple weeks back. But I'm gonna do Billy Strings. Where's it at here? John Deere tractor.
Okay.
I just love the sound of that.
I have to go listen to that one. I don't think I've heard
That's a
of
good one.
Is it?
It's a real
Yeah,
good one.
I'll have to go listen to that one.
You kind of got me into Billy Strings a little bit.
He's good.
It's kind of started to get me into it a little bit. Have you done other podcasts?
Yeah, I've done some here and there. I don't know. I feel like I talk too much sometimes. So I'm just like, I don't not avoid them, but I don't ever like ask people, be like, hey,
Right.
can I do your podcast? But now we're starting to get a little bit more traction. People are starting finally being, hey man, come do this podcast. And I'll never turn them down. I enjoy doing them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky us.
There you go.
Well, we appreciate you not turning us down.
Yeah, not at all.
We've been
We've been turned down before.
very recently. We've had some people turn us down.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. You left the camera on and told me to sit in the middle of the couch. Didn't know what was about to happen.
Welcome to the couch.
Last
else?
question
Yeah.
for you here, from me anyway. You a Dwight Yoakam fan at all?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just had to.
He's got a life-size cardboard cutout of Dwight Yoakam in his living room.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit of a Dwight Yoakam fan.
I'm not gonna lie though. I love his music. Always been a huge lover of his music. I think I like his acting more though.
Oh, okay.
I love watching Dwight Yoakam.
That's not where I
act.
thought that was
Really?
going. But
No, I could watch Dwight Yoakam in a movie all the time because you're sitting there hearing, "Oh, she down me out of her." Like you're hearing that in your mind, but then you're watching him, you know,
Right.
be
usually
this great
this rough
actor.
character. And
Yeah,
being
really
really.
Sling Blade, man. It cracks me up. Yeah, I love watching Dwight Yoakam act, actually. So
What do you have a favorite?
probably Sling Blade.
Okay.
Yeah. by
I love
far.
the intro on Wedding Crashers.
Yeah,
He's
forget
in
it.
he's
Yeah,
in the intro
yeah.
on Wedding Crashers.
What other movies is he in?
Crank.
Yeah, I was gonna say Crank.
Cry Macho that just came out.
I wasn't a big fan of that movie. I don't know. I didn't
It
really
was-
like it. It's not. It wasn't.
The one right before it was good.
Talk about
The Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
The
what was that one?
the
actual-
Mule.
Yes.
Mule.
The Mule
Yeah.
was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Cry Macho. I wasn't a big fan of Cry Macho.
Yeah, he was Was he in the Mule too?
Uh-uh.
I don't think he was.
What was the cry?
In Cry Macho, he was the. I think his name was Raul. He was the dad.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Who was the guy? Never mind. I can look it up later. But in the Mule, right there at the beginning, when I guess it was Clint Eastwood couldn't. Was
Oh, yeah.
Was he wrong riding?
Yeah.
And whoever the boss was, I thought that was Dwight Yoakam too.
That was the Cry Macho, I think.
Is that Cry Macho?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
maybe
believe so.
maybe I did see Cry Macho.
think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting you to say
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
when you went off there, but
Nah, it is because I do love his music, and you just hear that, you know, the twang and everything like that, and then you go watch him act, and it's like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
When somebody does the unexpected, it's which I guess is expected now, but I enjoy
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
where can everybody find you? You got a website?
Yeah, CodyHibbard.com.
Do you sell merch on there?
We are actually getting the store back up this week, so
Okay.
Nice.
had to get some new stuff in, and we took the store down a little bit because there was some confusion about shipping and all that kind of stuff. So we're actually getting back up, I believe, this week. And then just all the rest of them, TikTok, Instagram, all the things I don't want to be on. So just look up Cody Hibbard, and if it's an Asian dude, it's probably me.
We'll have all that stuff linked in the description too, so you guys can find it.
There you go.
And go get some Cody Hibbard merch and
Of course.
and go see him at a show.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming dates?
I know next week we're at, I don't know when this will air, but
Should be Monday.
Come
I
out
think.
Monday.
okay, yeah. So it'll be this week if it airs on Monday,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
31st.
Yep.
Yes. We're at Bubba's Brewhouse in Durant,
Okay.
and then we're actually in Manhattan, Kansas, the night after that Saturday, 4/1, I think, at the Hat. So, and I know we got some more dates, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But
That's quite the drive,
I
Durant
know
to
it.
Manhattan.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well-
Get ready for that one.
We'll probably be leaving right after the venue or after the show. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll make it.
Yeah.
But
Well, we really thank you again
Yeah.
for coming on.
no,
we
thank
really
you guys.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. This was
Yeah.
fun. This is a
Yeah.
good one. So,
Awesome.